Hello, so first of all we press this one to enter the remote control. For this one, the first type, battery type. This one is for the battery voltage. Normally for the Helios, for the 30 watt straight line or 50 or 60 watt, we use 12 volt. If you use some higher power straight line, such as the 80 watt or the 100 watt, this one you need to change to be 24 volt. Now it's 12. If you go to the 100 watt straight line, you need to change this voltage. Press this one and choose the 24. 12 and 24 means the battery voltage, okay? But normally for the 30 watt, 50 watt, we will choose 12 and then set. The second one, BSD time, means here, sensing delay time. This one means also the sensor, the motion sensor working hours, the motion sensor time. Normally for the straight line with the sensor, we set 30 seconds. Means when the people come, the line will be brighter, right? And then the people leave. If we set 30 seconds, then when the people leave, after 30 seconds, the light will be off or will be dimming, okay? And then next one, PV wake. PV wake means the light. You know our light is working automatically from dusk to dawn. That's activated by the solar panel voltage. So normally we set yes. So when our solar panel voltage reach to some specified voltage, the light will be work automatically, and then will be yes. So this one you do not need to explain too much about this one. And the next one, air control voltage, D type. This one means also the light control voltage. This is the solar panel voltage. When the day is brighter, the voltage will be higher, right? For example, you use the 18 volt solar panel, and in the noon, maybe around 12 or 1 p.m., the sunshine is very strong, and then the voltage will be high. So when the day is getting darker, the voltage will be lower, right? So normally we set 7 volt. 7 volt, the light will start to work at around 7 p.m. So if you change the voltage to be around, for example, you change to be 8. This one, maybe you change to 8. Then the line maybe will start to work at around 6 p.m. will be earlier. When the data is bigger, the line will start to work earlier. This one is okay, right? So if we change to be 6 volt, then the line will start to work later, maybe 8 p.m. like that. Normally we set 7. 7 will be around 6 to 7 p.m. at night will start to work. This one, please don't change that. And then this one, the light control delay. So just now we set when the solar panel voltage reach to 7 volt, the light will start to work, right? So when the solar panel fill or reach 7 volt, it will wait around 5 seconds, and then the light will start to work or the light will be off. This one is okay. The control delay time. Normally we set 5 seconds. The solar panel voltage reached to 7 volt. and then wait around 5 seconds. The light will be off or on at that time. And then the next one is this one, over discharging. This is the over discharging protection voltage. This one is from the controller to protect our battery. Okay. For the voltage setting, this one here has 4 important voltage settings. This is different for the battery of the LiFePO4 or the NCM battery. Here are the results, the settings for the LiFePO4. For example, now we go to the over discharging voltage. So when we set to the 11 volt, this one when the battery is getting low, the capacity is getting less, it's getting over discharged. So when the voltage reach to the 11, the light will stop discharging. At this time, they will enter the protection until we get the battery to charge, and then the capacity is bigger. Then the voltage will be higher, and then the return to normal. Okay, and this one is the over discharging recovery. So just now is the discharging protection 11. So when the battery is getting charging and then reach to around 12.8 volts, and then the battery will recover to discharge to be normal status. This is the range for the setting, but please remember, these 4 voltage settings is very important. You cannot change them. The data should be like the one we set here. This 4 voltage, please do not make any change on them, okay? And then this one is the overcharging voltage. Overcharging, so maybe when the sunshine is very good, so the battery will keep charging, but we cannot, the battery cannot be charged at any time. So there will be a range, a limit for the charging. So when the battery gets to the 14.6 volt, the battery will stop to be charged at that time to enter protection. And then here, the next one is this one, is the charging recovery, overcharging recovery. So when the battery reach this one, it will stop to be charged. And then when the battery, the street line is getting working at the night time, and then the voltage will be lower, right? When it is lower than the 30.2 volt, the battery next day, it will be get normal and return to be charged. So please remember this one, over discharging, this one, and charging voltage. These 4 voltage settings, do not make any change on them. Just do as per our default voltage. And here is the lower temperature charge. This one, I'm not really familiar with these 2 degree settings as well. This is the default setting by the solar controller supplier. So maybe this one is the, from my understanding, this one is when the battery, the temperature is lower than the minus 35 degree, the battery will stop to charging at that time to enter a protection status. And this is the highest temperature settings. Okay, and then this one, the LD current. LD current means this one, the setting is different for each type, each power of the street line. This one we have, maybe you already see this form. You see here, for different power of the street line, the LD current is different, and the current is different for the different LED chips and the quantity. For example, now we are using the 12 volt and the 30 volt straight line for 72 pieces of the lab chips. And then the current will be like this, the 0.96 amp for the 30 volt. And for the 50 volt straight line, we will use 90 pieces of the LED chips, right? So for the 50 volt straight line, we will set 1.2 amp for the LED current. For this case, when the LED current is higher, and then the power will be higher. Okay, so the LED current will be set as per our order, as per the one we need. So this one, when the data is higher, the power will be higher as well, and then the battery capacity needs to be bigger at the same time. And smart power height. Normally we set the small power to be no. For this one, small power, smart power means when the battery capacity is lower, and then the straight line power will be lower at the same time. So the straight line brightness, the power will be changed, adjust automatically based on the battery capacity in the mains. But normally for our Helio straight line, the battery is big enough. So we think it's unnecessary to set this one to work because our battery is big enough to support the working. But if you want, maybe you think the weather is bad and maybe the battery is not enough to support the working, maybe you can set this one to be middle, low, middle, or high. You set a high. And then for this one, when the battery capacity is very small, it's very low, and then the LED power will be low. The brightness will be also low at the same time. This one is okay. And move to this one, the low power set. Low power set, we can press this one, set. And then enter to 3 hour straight time